What's up everyone, OJ here, welcome back to another video, and I'm not sure if hell has frozen over or Atlus has just decided to make a smart decision when it comes to the Nintendo Switch and their IP, because Catherine Full Body has been officially rated for release on the Nintendo Switch. Now this is the 2011 enhanced port from the PlayStation 3 and the Xbox 360. It adds in a lot of pretty cool stuff to the game, like new cutscenes, a brand new love interest, tweaked gameplay, and a lot more. And many people were wondering why Atlus decided to make this game on the PlayStation Vita in Japan, then not even bring over that portable experience to the US so people can play it anywhere that they want. Instead, only opting for a PlayStation 4 version of the game and not commenting on if they were going to bring the game over to Nintendo Switch. And now that this rating has come about, it seems like they're very slow, and I would not say direct path is being revealed here, because instead of bringing the game over to the PlayStation Vita in the West and having that be the portable version, they decided to scrap that for the West and start working on a Nintendo Switch version of the game. And that's the reason why they were silent on it, because this rating shows that's exactly what they were planning, but they were not transparent. And you know what, to be honest, they were trying to not jack sales from the Vita version in Japan and also from the PlayStation 4 version worldwide. So I can understand, but at the same time, like Atlus, oh my gosh. There's probably quite a number of people who would have not bought it on the PlayStation 4 or even imported the Vita version if they knew it was coming to Switch, and that's exactly what Atlus probably wanted. Now that's speculation on my point, but it definitely seems like that is the case. Now, for those who don't know what Catherine Full Body is and maybe why you'd be interested in this game, let's go ahead and get into an overview of the game just so you can know that I'll kind of give my thoughts on the rest of this and what we can see from Atlus going forward in the future. Richter, more rounded, increasingly complex. The captivating tale of 2011's award-winning Catherine returns in Catherine Full Body. Our indecisive protagonist, Vincent, has been with his longtime girlfriend, Catherine, for 5 years, but instead of taking the next step into marriage, Vincent finds himself in an affair with the provocative blonde bombshell, Catherine, with the C. Thrown into discord by his own infidelity, he finds solace in the innocence of Rin. Further complicating matters, adding to Vincent's dilemma, he begins having nightmares that force him to climb for his life. Will he survive the trials and tribulations of love or fall to temptations? Packed with improved visuals and gameplay, brand new music, enhanced multiplayer options, and much more, prepare yourself for a full body experience. So that is basically what Catherine is. It's a very weird game. It was weird when it came out back in 2011. It's even weirder with Catherine Full Body, but they've added in so much stuff, and it's really kind of taken the game and made it way better than what it was. So this is a game that Nintendo Switch fans would definitely want, that I've seen a lot of fans kind of clamor for, and it's a great game to play portable on the go or also on the TV because of the puzzle nature of it. So it makes sense to bring over a game like Catherine Full Body. And for those who are kind of unsure about this because it's not an official, I guess, confirmation from Atlus saying it themselves, these companies like Atlus and Sega and all these different publishers, developers, they pay for these ratings. So they're the ones who pay for it. It's not some type of third-party company or something like that kind of pulling the ratings or doing it themselves or going off of speculation. Atlus actually went to the ratings board and paid for the rating to be there. So it's pretty much as good as a confirmation, unless somebody was an imposter company of Atlus and paid for them, which never happens. Then this is pretty much going to be happening on the Nintendo Switch. We just have to wait for an official confirmation, which could be coming at a Nintendo Direct pretty soon here, maybe in the next few weeks. But could this lead to more? What else is Atlus planning up their sleeves? We've got that survey. You know those surveys, right? That they've been doing for so long at this point. We've got those surveys, and this could lead to next with Persona, right? I mean, I think that that's probably the next progression in terms of things. Atlus has been very slow to put out content on the Switch. They've barely got anything on the system. I can't think of any major games. All they have announced pretty much is Shin Megami Tensei 5. That's it, and that game still hasn't been out yet, and we have no real official gameplay trailers for that game. We have some in-game footage or in-engine footage, but we have no gameplay trailers for that game, and that's all we've got. So I do think that the natural progression of things is Catherine Full Body, obviously getting Shin Megami Tensei 5 out sometime this year or getting us more information, and then Persona 5. That would be what would naturally come next, and I do feel that that could be in the works here. Now, with the Nintendo Direct, we obviously have multiple ones throughout the year, so I think with the next few weeks in the Nintendo Direct that's going to be coming about at some point, we could see Catherine Full Body being announced. I think that at E3 or even at the Fall Direct, we could see Persona 5, we could see Shin Megami Tensei, we could see some more of these franchises that are obviously long overdue on the Nintendo Switch, considering how well the system's been doing, considering how it's taken over Japan, and I understand ports take time, and I get that, but these are long overdue when it comes to mainline Persona, when it comes to stuff like Catherine, when it comes to other Sega IPs that they have in their portfolio, because Atlus is owned by Sega. So just when it comes to that company in general, there's a lot of long overdue IPs that need to come over. Catherine Full Body is a nice start if we're just kind of segmenting Atlus from this. So I think that E3, I think that the Nintendo Direct that's coming up, or even a Fall Direct in September or so, or October, I think that those are all good candidates to see something like Catherine Full Body, and then to see something like Persona 5 Royale, or to see something like Persona 4, or some type of HD remake or remaster of a previous Atlus IP like we're seeing with Catherine Full Body here. I think that Atlus's move with this, that's why I wasn't like too worried. I mean, people were kind of complaining about Catherine Full Body not being on the Nintendo Switch, and I always figured that that was going to come over, and maybe that was the reason why we didn't get the PS Vita version here in the West, because they wanted to put out a Switch version, which obviously would do way better. Why pay for the ratings in the West? Why pay for the porting? Why pay for the cartridges if you're going to have it physical? Why pay for all of that when you can just put that into a Switch version of the game with a company that's already kind of stingy and kind of like lacking money all the time to develop projects and everything? Like, why put it into that PS Vita version in the West when you can just put that into a Switch version of the game that's going to sell way better and do way better anyway? So I can kind of see that, but man, Atlus really took their time with this one. But hey, it is what it is. This is how Atlus operates. I'm very used to this, so we could see some of these other ones come over. And I think the big question that many of you guys are probably asking here, or the big, I would say, answer that you guys want is Persona 5. You guys want Persona 4. A lot of people have expressed that. People want Persona 3. People want these mainline Personas outside of PlayStation. And look, I'm not the one to go beg Atlus or to go take surveys and all that. I'm not doing that. What I'm saying here, guys, is that based off of what we're seeing with this, right, based off of what they have said before, based off of my research of what I've seen, it does seem like there is no exclusivity deal when it comes to these games that are only coming on PlayStation. They're just doing it just because, and now we're seeing some of those kind of crossed over, right? Catherine Full Body, that was a PlayStation exclusive when it comes down to it, and I think that Persona could be in the same line as this, although Catherine Full Body, obviously that was originally released on the Xbox 360 and also the PlayStation 3, but we're seeing that Atlus is kind of branching off just a little bit here. So could we see Persona 5 on the Nintendo Switch within the next year or so announced, or ratings or something like that? Absolutely. Absolutely. It does seem like Atlus is moving towards that direction with this one, because they really could have just forgot about this one, right? I think that Catherine Full Body did well enough for them when it comes down to it. I know that it wasn't necessarily a massive selling game. They haven't talked about the sales too much, but I don't think it flopped or anything like that, or nobody bought the game. So it does seem like they want to expand on that a little bit more, and I think that it's the smart thing to do. If you look at Atlus's sales numbers and if you look at Sega's sales numbers for a lot of these games, they're just not performing up to what they need to perform to. You need to get these games out to more consumers. You need to get these games in the hands of more people in order to grow your business, because at the end of the day, it's a capitalistic business, right? And if nobody's giving you money for exclusives, then there's really no need for them to be exclusives, unless you have, like, let's say, porting problems, or you have money issues to where you couldn't do it at all. But I don't think Sega has those issues, to be honest. Yes, they're not doing as well as a lot of the other Japanese companies out there like Capcom or Bandai Namco, but at the same time, they don't have money issues to the point to where they couldn't make ports of games like a Catherine Full Body, an Xbox 360/PS3 game, or a game like Persona 5, a PlayStation 3/PlayStation 4 game, you know, when it comes down to it. So I think that they're finally kind of getting into the groove here, and they're finally figuring out like, hey, we need to get this done in order to improve our situation, and I think that they will. It's one of those things that maybe it's taken them a bit of time, and I've been pretty hard on Sega here, and I get that, but at the same time, like, obviously they're making some decisions here that are going to benefit them as a company, and that's what it comes down to at the end of the day. What are you going to do to benefit the consumers, and what are you going to do to increase your own business, right? That's pretty much the synergy of this whole gaming industry, the consumers, and also invigorating your business and reaching a lot of customers out there. And a game like Catherine Full Body and a game like Persona 5, obviously it's going to invigorate your business and it's going to reach more consumers. So it's a good idea. It's just 1 + 1 = 2 here, guys. For everybody else, Atlus, sometimes 1 + 1 = 3 or 4. But hey, it is what it is. They can erase the answer and pencil in the right one when it comes down to it, because it looks like Catherine Full Body is finally coming over. So what are you guys' thoughts when it comes down to this? What are you guys thinking about this? Do you guys feel this will lead to more Sega or more Atlus IP coming over to the Switch? Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. All right, guys, that wraps it up for this video here. Check out the link in the description below. We have Twitter. Go and give us a follow for all the latest information on gaming and more. Also, make sure you like, comment, and subscribe to PlayerEssence, and share the video if you can. Thank you so much for watching, and we'll catch you guys for the next one. Peace.